What's up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, The Hot Commodity Ant, and you're joining me for a quick recap of WWE Friday Night SmackDown from October 11th, 2024, live in Greenville, South Carolina. This is the first SmackDown coming off of Bad Blood. So to kick off the night, we have Jimmy Uso coming out. He returned at Bad Blood and helped Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns fend off the Bloodline. Jimmy says, for 6 months, I've been on the shelf, but little by little brother Solo Sikoa. This fool jumped me from behind by your so-called bloodline. I plan on kicking your ass. And then Roman Reigns comes out. Roman says, South Carolina, join me and acknowledge Jimmy Uso. I get it. I'm not an older brother, so I don't get this revenge. I'm not a wise man. I don't come up with plans. I'm a tribal chief. I take what's mine for 4 years. That's what we did. I called my shots and delivered. Everyone feared us. I don't like where we're at now. When we put our fingers up, we the ones. And then Jimmy says, but we're not, though. I see a chief with no tribe. At Bad Blood, I came back because you needed me. We need help. I know one person we can get help from. And then Roman says, no yeet. And then Jimmy says, I'm the only one in the family that still acknowledges you. And Jimmy leaves. So Roman is still upset, clearly, about Jay turning on him. But Jimmy points out, I'm the one that has your back, and maybe Jay might be able to help us. I think they will team up, but we're going to have some time before that actually happens. We have United States champion LA Knight defending against Carmelo Hayes. During the match, Andrade comes out, and LA gets the win after landing a BFT. And after LA gets the victory, Andrade trash talks Carmelo Hayes. So LA Knight gets I don't want to say a quick victory, but we kind of tell that LA Knight was going to beat Carmelo Hayes. And we're going to see Carmelo Hayes versus Andrade next week. Winner gets a number one contenders match. Doesn't make sense, though, because Carmelo Hayes just lost this match against LA Knight. So why does he deserve another shot? Kevin Owens comes out and interrupts the women's tag match. Kevin says, I was told not to come here tonight. Cody Rhodes turned on me. People think I'm wrong. And then WWE Champion Cody Rhodes comes out, but guards separate both men. Orton comes out and he pushes Cody, and then Cody accidentally forearms Randy, and then Randy punches Kevin to the mat. Kevin leaves, but stare down Randy Orton, and this doesn't look good for Orton. His friends are fighting, and Orton is just putting himself in the middle of all of this here. Women's tag champions Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill defeat Lash Legend and Nia Jackson after I call it the Black Girl Magic finisher. And Chelsea Green and Piper Niven watch from the outside, so maybe Chelsea and Piper will have the next title shots here. Uh, Orton tells Cody backstage to calm down. He will talk to Owens, and he needs Cody to focus on Gunther. Orton will fix things. We'll see if he can actually do that later on. Tiffany Stratton and WWE Women's Champion Nia Jax come out next. Nia says, as your champion, I have a busy agenda. I'm here to give credit to Bayley. I even broke a sweat against her. You're a worthy contender, but ended on your back. Liv Morgan wants to fight me at Crown Jewel. I'm going to annihilate Liv and become Crown Jewel champion. And after that, it's Tiffy time. And then Nia grabs Tiffany in a headlock. And she basically tells Tiffany, that's when you cash in on Liv Morgan. Naomi comes out. Naomi says, you and I both know that you're still champion because Broke Down Barbie helped you. You can't win without your sidekick. I've beaten you before. I don't need nobody to beat you. Nia says, let's make it official. Let's have a match tonight. And then they are interrupted by WWE World Women's Champion Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Dominic Mysterio. Liv says, we came here to make an example out of you, Nia, but instead we'll just watch you lose tonight, just like you will at Crown Jewel. So we now have Nia and Naomi going at it. Liv hits Nia Jax with the briefcase, and Naomi hits a powerbomb off the top to Nia, and Naomi gets the victory. After Rhea Ripley runs down and attacks Raquel Rodriguez, lands a big boot to Nia Jax, and then attacks Liv Morgan. So Rhea Ripley is still wants that women's title and doesn't care about Crown Jewel to get her shot at Liv Morgan. All this talks to Carmelo Hayes, and he mentions that he'll fight Andrade next week. And then Santos Escobar and Legado del Fantasma interrupt him. They deserve opportunities, and all this is they'll team up next week in the number one contenders match. We get a promo from Solo Sikoa. Solo says Jimmy Uso may be Big Brother, but tonight I'm his tribal chief, and he will acknowledge me. We then see Nick Aldis telling the Street Profits and DIY that a new tag team will be debuting next week on SmackDown. And they argue, and then Nick Aldis sees something happen, and he runs off, and he sees Kevin Owens attacking Randy Orton backstage in the parking lot, and Nick Aldis falls for medic. So now Kevin Owens not only turning his back on Cody Rhodes, but also Randy Orton here. And we've made it to our main event, Solo Sikoa with the Bloodline versus Jimmy Uso. Solo gets a win after Jacob Fatu drops Jimmy Uso on the top rope, and Solo lands a Samoan spike. After, the Bloodline continues to assault Jimmy Uso until Roman Reigns runs out, and he lands a Superman punch to everybody, but then Jacob Fatu attacks Roman from behind. They lay out Jimmy, and then a Samoan spike to Roman, and the Bloodline remain on top after Bad Blood. And I'm excited to see what's next for Roman, Solo, Jimmy. I hope Jey Uso teams with the old Bloodline, bringing those guys back together. But with that, we've covered all of SmackDown. Nothing really new happening here except for Kevin Owens turning heel, which was exciting on my end. But other than that, we've covered all of SmackDown. Make sure you check us out on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Anchor, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Like and give us a 5-star rating. Check us out on YouTube. Just search the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. Subscribe, like, leave a comment, hit the notification bell. Until next time, stay safe and stay uncensored.